Alexa, turn it off. Yes, God family. She's on early today. She is on early because she is about to beat it and get up out of here. So I wanted to talk to my Yes God family. Can everybody hear me? Hi. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm hoping that everybody can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me and we will jump right into our topic this morning. We are talking about how seeing is not believing. Seeing is not believing, even though that is a cliche statement that we have been probably listening to our entire lives. Seeing is not believing, okay? It is actually the other way around. Believing is seeing, okay? And so most of us have been trained to think that we can't believe something unless we see it, right? We can't trust something unless we see it. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. Yes, God. And so I want to just dispel that myth and let everyone remember and understand that you have to believe it first before you see it, especially if it is a circumstance or something that you would like to have happen to you or in your life. You're not going to see it at first. You are going to see it at first, but it has to be first with your imagination. You have to be willing to put your attention and your focus and your awareness on the thing itself, all right? So waiting to see something to believe it is doing things backwards. It's doing things backwards. And even if you see other people with it, right, or other people doing it or other people having it, that still is not enough for your own self-concept, all right? You have to see yourself doing it. You have to believe that you are worthy of it. You have to believe that you are enough for it. So wanting to see something before you believe it is really restricting yourself and keeping you away from a lot of the things that are meant for you. And again, we have been trained that, I'll believe it when I see it. If I can't see it, then I don't believe it. Or I know this is going to happen because this is what's happened before. You have to be willing to believe before you see, not the other way around. All right. And if you're waiting to see something before you'll believe it, that means that you are living a much smaller version of your life than you are designed to live. Okay. We are all designed to live a very abundant life. We are all designed to have the desires of our heart. If we have a desire for something, that means we are destined to have it, because there is, thank you for liking the live, TikTok. I put my cameras in different places. So TikTok is up here today. Instagram is down here today. I decided to do a white screen thing with TikTok. Hopefully so that everybody can get the information about common questions I get. The Bali retreat is from the October 20th to 26th, 25% deposit. You can find that at the link. We would love to have you inside the prayer circle, which you can also find on my link. All of my replays of all of these lives can be found over on my YouTube channel, which is Yes God Wellness. And all of my prayers and rampages can be utilized for your listening pleasure over on the Yes Godcast. Okay, so the topic and by the way, my name is Megan, and I am the owner of Yes God Wellness. And so the topic that we're talking about today is that seeing is not believing, okay? It's actually believing is seeing. And when we wait to see something before we can believe it, we are restricting ourselves. All right. And so when we think that, we have to earn, we have to prove, we have to convince, we have to be obedient in order to be worthy of the things that we desire, we're really working backwards. Okay. We have to come to our desires from a place of already enough, of already worthy, of already holy, of already valuable, because we all have God within us. And so when we can come to life with the perspective of, you know what, I already have God within me. I'm good. What is meant for me is looking for me. And the only thing that what is meant for me needs from me is to release my limitations about how it can come to me and when it should come to me. All right, because when we try to let the ego mind control the how, the when, the where, the this, the that, go into control freak mode, this is how we keep things away from us. And whole time, see, it's all reversed, right? And this is intentional. Society has specifically programmed us to be searching and seeking and hoping for something that was already granted to us. It's just like the elephant, right? That's tied with a little string to a little, 10-pound chair. They believe, right? That is seeing, I'll believe it when I see it, right? They are seeing this thing that looks like an obstacle, so they are believing that they don't have any other options. Versus believing and knowing, okay, being still and knowing that they are a massive animal and all they got to do is just walk away. It's the same thing with us, right? All of the things that we need are right within us. And so we have to also be mindful that when we are trusting God and asking God to bring us abundance, we need to be mindful of doing it in a way that acknowledges, okay, it's not just going to be something that drops in my lap. It's going to be an idea of service. We are compensated in life based on the service that we provide to other people. I'll say that again. We are compensated in life on the service based on the service we provide to other people. So if we are not being of service to others, why would anyone pay us? Why would anyone give us money? All right? A job's not going to pay you if you're not doing your job. A business is not going to pay you if people don't perceive what you offer as valuable. A brand is not going to sponsor you unless they perceive what you offer people as valuable and they want to take advantage of that relationship that you have with people because you're offering them value. Money is based on value, perceived value. Let me say that. Perceived value. If someone is perceiving that they are receiving value from you, they are willing to exchange with you. So open up your perspective instead of just asking God to give you money and to give you miracles and to give you blessings and to give you abundance. Ask God, can you make these things happen through me? Can you make abundance happen through me? Can you make blessings happen through me? Can you make miracles happen through me? Because when they happen through me, that means that everyone that is around me is also a benefactor of those things. I'm already taken care of if it's happening through me, right? If something is happening through me, then I am a natural benefactor of that thing. Our blessings are paid in full. Yes, absolutely. And we are all abundant through grace, not through earning, not through effort, not through more, not through trying, not through proving, not through obedience, but through authenticity, through being honest about who we are, through first learning who we are, which a lot of times requires us to remove our attention from distractions, remove our attention from who we were trained and programmed to be, from our parents, from religion, from society, from school, from social media, right? Because we have all these influences that have been happening in our life that have been trying to tell us who we are supposed to be. And we have come up with this ego, this image that we uphold to be who we are supposed to be, to prove, okay? To prove, well, I have this amount of money, I have this car, I have this house, I have these things, all right? And using things are not a measure of your value. Things are not a measure of your worth. Things are not a measure of your enoughness. What's the difference between being the observer and waiting to see before you believe? Okay, let me think about that. Okay, the difference between being the observer and waiting to see before you believe. Waiting to see before you believe. So, okay, so being the observer, so you are the observer and the observed. That's the thing, okay? You are both. And so waiting to see before you believe is, you shouldn't be waiting to see. You should be giving yourself permission to see right now through the lens of your imagination. Whatever it is that you desire for yourself in your life, give that to yourself right now in your imagination. You have to begin to give your awareness. You have to begin to observe that circumstance before you are going to see that circumstance come to fruition and manifest itself in your life. 2 new messages. Okay. Sorry, did I miss something else over here on TikTok? Everyone has their own idea of God and how to live, but there's only one way. Yes, exactly. And there's only one God. And, you know, human beings like to assign categories. We like to assign, you know, this category, that category, race, gender, you know, social classes, all of these things, right? And not to say that these things are not real, but we like to assign these things and think that they mean something, and they don't mean anything. Okay, we are all human. We are all God in human form, each and every one of us, right? We all have God within us. God is using all of our human lives to express themselves. However, we have a responsibility to co-create with the divine that lives within us. We have that responsibility. And so whatever circumstances that we are seeing in our life, it is because we are spending the majority of our energy and our attention observing that truth about ourselves. And so what my work is about is reminding you that because you already have God within you, why not perceive yourself as your true identity, which is divine, which is whole, which is complete, which is perfect, which is valuable. That is what you are now, regardless of what you've been through, regardless of your experiences. And so we are the observer of ourselves as we are ourselves. We are every single character, okay? We're the author. We are the characters in the book. We are the scenes in the book, okay? We are the library. We are God pretending that we're not, okay? That's what humanity is about. God pretending that it's not and having to go through various different experiences to have that remembrance. All right? So being able to, and actually being willing, because a lot of people are not willing, you know, they'd rather hold on to their beliefs. They'd rather hold on to their struggle story. They'd rather compete. There's unfortunately this victim Olympics that happens. Well, I've been through more than you. Well, my struggle's worse than yours. Well, I had the worst, but you know, I was betrayed the worst. And it's like, okay, now what? Like, we are not here to just be suffering and struggling and lamenting over all of the horrible things we've experienced. We have all experienced horrible things. We've all been in pain. We've all had trauma. All of us have had that. Wow, that hit. Yes, God, I'm glad that hit. I'm not sure which part, but I'm glad that it did. You know, this is not here. We're not here to be in the victim Olympics. The victim Olympics. We are here to remember that we are all on this hero's journey and what is within us that can be of service to the world. Nobody can do it like you, okay? You are a unique, special, individual person that has a very unique flavor of how you express as God through your life. Everyone has their own specific, unique way that they express. And so being willing to be authentic and stop trying to fit in, stop trying to hold up an image, because that is what keeps us stuck. That is what keeps us unhappy. That is what makes us depressed, and that is what keeps us anxious. Because anxiety and depression are symptoms of inauthenticity. Honestly, that's what it is. It's you not being real with yourself. It's you feeling like, and it's also a symptom of fear and being very afraid that what is for you is somehow either has missed you, is going to miss you. And so the way that we start to move back over into the identity, our divine identity, right, which we have a choice about, because you have to choose, right? You have to choose a side. You know, you can't say, okay, I'm going to have faith about this one particular thing, but then I'm going to go back to worrying the other 10 hours of the day. You're straddling the fence. You have to choose. Either I'm going to trust God implicitly or I'm not. Either I'm going to trust completely or I'm not. And so when you allow yourself to trust and have faith, that is when you can begin to become more neutral in your position and be able to say, you know what, I'm good either way. Whether this thing happens or not, if it doesn't happen, that means there's something better that was supposed to happen. And so you release this need to constantly be checking and wondering and hoping and wishing and wanting and needing. All of those things energetically are repellent. When you're hoping and wishing and needing and trying and efforting, you are actually pushing things away from you. When you come to life with the assumption that what is for you and it's not going to miss you, you have a more relaxed posture. You have more confidence, you have more dignity, you have more respect for yourself. You're not willing to just do any certain thing because you think that if you don't do it, you're going to miss out on something. Faith versus fear. Exactly. Faith versus fear. And so this is what I help people train on. I do life coaching, and I also have a school community called the Quantum Prayer Circle, and we train this. We talk to each other every single day. We've been going live at noon Eastern Standard. Every single day, everyone wakes up to a new prayer for the day, an affirmative prayer. Every single week, we have a new self-concept rampage that is basically affirming to us who we are, right? That everything always works out, that everything we touch turns to gold, that things are happening behind the scenes, that what is meant for us is not missing us. All right, that's the flavor. And then there's so many other things. There's courses in there about the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is another big one, because when we're walking around holding grudges and holding resentment against other people, we are energetically blocking ourselves from receiving what is for us. And we have to be willing to let those things go. Not because we agree or we condone what happened, but because we are unwilling to allow someone else to block what is there for us. We're unwilling to allow what happened in whatever circumstance we experience to block us. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you for liking the live. This is a different time. I'm usually not on this early, so it's interesting to see the different levels of engagement. But I really appreciate you guys liking the live. And yes, God. So what was I just talking about? I was talking about the Quantum Prayer Circle. Anyways, it's amazing in there. We would love to have you in there. Because proximity matters too. You know, what type of messages are you surrounding yourself with? What kind of conversations are you having? Who is in your ear? Okay. What are you gossip? Are you listening to gossip all day? Are you listening to complaining all day? Are you complaining all day? Or are you focusing on gratitude all day? Are you saying thank you? You should literally, there's no reason why at any single moment in the day you should not be saying thank you inside. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for waking up. Thank you for being able to take a shower. Yes, we can't afford to not forgive. Yes, it's very expensive. Resentment is so expensive. It's so expensive because it's costing you the life that God has for you. It's costing you the abundance and the miracles and the blessings that God had for you. And inside of the prayer circle, I did do a course on forgiveness, and it's been really, really helpful for people. It's been really helpful. And actually, I just had the thought, maybe I should offer that just as an a la carte. I also have a la carte stuff. If you check out my link, I have all the things. But proximity really matters. Being sure that you are surrounding yourself with people, places, and things that are in support of the version that you want to be, not the version that you used to be. Okay? Sometimes we hold on to relationships, friendships, just because of how long that they have been in our lives, not because necessarily they're feeding us or they are encouraging us to be our best selves. You know, over the last couple years, I have moved away from several connections that I have with people that I love dearly. But objectively speaking, we were not on the same path. We didn't have the same mindset. The only thing we had in common was bad habits. Smoke a lot of weed together. Other than that, there was nothing in common except old history and war stories about a version of me that I choose not to even acknowledge, because that's not who I am anymore. Thank you. You're welcome. You are so welcome. So, you know, if we want the things that God has for us, if we want the things that we have for us, the big goals and the big dreams and the big visions, give yourself permission to put your focus on those things. You don't have to know how things are going to happen. That stops so many people from moving forward because they feel like they can't do anything unless they know exactly how. The how is not your business. The only business and responsibility you have is to hold the vision for what it is that you desire. Let God reveal how. I talk about it as in regards to a divine scavenger hunt. When you get clear about your vision and you make your intention that this is the thing that I desire for myself, God gives you a scavenger hunt, and you have to be willing to look at the next clue. If you get an intuition to do something or to say something or to go somewhere or to reach out or to whatever it is, right? You have to be willing to follow that clue. Because again, God is not just going to drop things right on you in terms of the whole outcome. The outcomes typically have to unfold, right? And typically they happen in unconventional ways. If you think about some of the biggest blessings and miracles in your life, they happened at a time when you were open and curious, and or a time when you weren't even thinking about it anymore, when you had become a neutral set point, when you weren't needing and hoping and wishing and wanting and focusing on it extra hard. Okay, there's a difference between focusing on something and your imagination to give yourself the feeling sense of what it is, and then you let it go knowing that it's already done. Knowing that it's already done so that you can return your energy to neutrality, because neutrality is the vibration of receptivity. We receive things when we are calm, when we are relaxed, when we're not looking for them anymore. You know, when I think about my life and I think about the things that have drastically transformed my life, it was literally when I wasn't even thinking about it. You know, this business was started because of a conversation that I had when I was shopping for jewelry. And somebody said, hey, I've always wanted to try yoni steaming. Do you know anybody who knows how to do that? And I said, I do. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. And they said, oh my God, can I pay you to come over and give me a yoni steam? And I said, absolutely. And that is literally how my business started. So just know that when you ask for God to move in certain ways in your life, you have to be willing to have the courage, okay? You have to be willing to have the courage to do the thing that you may think is going to make you look crazy. You have to have the courage to, you know, move in the direction, even though you can't see the exact whole path, right? When you're looking at a GPS, right? When you're on a GPS, all you see is your next turn. Okay, yes, you can zoom out to see the whole route, but the only thing you're focused on is your next turn. It's the same thing with God. When you ask for God to show you what your divine purpose and your specific divine assignment is, the only thing you're going to see is the next turn. You're typically not going to be able to see the entire picture. Sometimes that doesn't get revealed to you till later, years and years and years down the line. That doesn't mean that you stop traveling in the direction of your destination. It means that you trust that this is taking you to the place that you said you wanted to go. Okay? The vision that you said you had, the address that you're going to, you trust that and you take that next turn. You don't concern yourself with needing to know the whole route and is there going to be a traffic jam over there and what about if there's going to be a, you don't concern yourself with that. You trust that God is bringing you through the directions to your path of least resistance to the address that you have set. But just like with your GPS, you have to set the address. You have to be clear. This is where I want to go, God. This is what I desire for myself. Basically, focus on the journey and expect to reach your destination. Exactly. Focus on the journey because the journey is the becoming. You know, we use destinations and addresses to basically justify becoming, right? Because it's all about the becoming. You're so welcome. Because the thing is that we may think we want something. How many times have your desires changed? Your desires probably change on a week-to-week basis, right? A year-to-year basis. The same things that you wanted 5 years ago, you don't want them anymore. Why? Because you probably already have a bunch of them. And so it's not so much about the destination that you're going to, it's about who you're becoming in the process of that journey to that destination. And sometimes what happens is on the path to our destination, we become a completely different person and now we set a new destination. You know what? I don't want to go there anymore. I actually want to go over here now. God, please show me the way to get over here now. Peace to you from your boy Rusty from Lake Tahoe. What up, Rusty? Okay? So be willing to trust just the next turn on the GPS. You don't need to consume yourself with needing to know all of the directions to the destination, because the destination probably and most likely will change. All right? Your only focus should be, what good is happening through me? What miracles are happening through me? What abundance is happening through me? Okay? What success is happening through me? What blessings are happening through me? What beauty is happening through me? What truth is happening through me? What kindness is happening through me? Okay? Think about all of the adjectives that we use to describe God. Begin to describe yourself in that same way, because you are one with God. Don't allow the circumstances that you may be in or that you may have experienced before define who you are, because that is a lie from the pits of hell. Outwitting the Devil is an excellent book to read if you want more context on that, okay? But heaven and hell are aspects of perspective in the mind, okay? We can perceive life as working against us, or we can perceive life as working for us. Each one of those perspectives is going to have a completely different effect on our nervous system, which is going to scan for completely different opportunities in our life. So we already have been set up with this beautiful divine system within us and a divine GPS within us. We just have to listen to it. We have to follow the nudges, which a lot of times means that we have to be willing to let go of the distractions that are taking us off from looking at that GPS and listening to that GPS. Turn left in 250 feet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is how God is speaking to us, through those little ideas. Hey, maybe you should take a walk today. Hey, maybe you should call so-and-so today, see what they're up to. When you get those little ideas and it's like, oh, that's interesting, do those things, immediately do them. Okay? So that's about it for me this morning. Unless anybody has any questions, like I said, I do have the Quantum Prayer Circle offering. We do this work every day. I need to go in there in just a moment and respond to everybody, because I saw a whole bunch of comments come through from this morning's prayer and self-concept. We would love to see you in Bali. Yes God, the Bali trip is happening October 20th through the 26th. And there's only a 25% deposit required. There are still early bird slots available. So would love to have you there. You can go ahead and make payments on that all the way up until August, interest free. So we'd love to have you there. Thank you. I needed all these reminders. You're so welcome. I'm so glad. I trust that everybody will have a beautiful, amazing, magnificent day full of confirmation, full of revelation, full of intuition, and full of peace and relief, because you are being still and knowing that you are already one, and that you have everything that you need within you through your mind, through the ideas that come through your mind, and that you are also remembering that your mind is not designed to lead, it is designed to follow. Okay? I love you all. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to y'all later. Yes, God.